The parents might think, why my children washing a table, why they are spooning the grains, what for they are absorbing water using a sponge. Don't they just wasting their time by doing that such meaningless activity? Assalamualaikum. Selamat datang di video Happy Mommy Princess. Here we will talk about applying Montessori at home with a lot of fun and with affordable materials. So don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell symbol. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi moms and dads. Today I would like to share with you about why children need exercise of practical life. Yeah, parents that unfamiliar with Montessori philosophy might perceive that exercise of practical life just a simple activity that wastes the time. They prefer to see their children to focus on academic, such as doing a math, doing a language, science, or even history. But do you know, moms? Maria Montessori believed that when the children engage and repeat exercise of practical of life, many life skills are required. She believed that such experiences of activity is not just a play, it is a work they must to do in order to grow up. For example, as a children doing washing a table, which for adults this activity just a simple activity. However, for children these activities are complicated. It provides multi-step of processes that pave the way for a problem-solving mindset and also a fulfilling experiences. Moreover, there are suitable circular integration within this task where they are indirectly learning about order. Yeah, where in Montessori classroom, children are consistently start the work, in this case washing a table, from the left side to the right side, from the top to the bottom side, where those are habituating motor control and attention in the direction of English reading and writing. Therefore, the indirect aim of the washing table activity is preparing the young children for language lessons in their future. Moreover, through this simple activity, also children indirectly learn about sequence of order that will help the children to develop their ability to focus and following sequence of steps where those abilities are required in language and math lessons to come. Where in math, reading, writing, or other language lessons, it requires the children to have the ability to focus completing a task by following sequence of steps where they need to concentrate to complete a work cycle from the start to the finish. Therefore, exercise of practical life activity are extremely important area of the Montessori method. So, mom, this simple activity set the foundation for more complex lessons as it mentioned by the Dr. Montessori, where she believed that the hand is the instrument of intelligence. The children need to manipulate objects and to gain experiences by touching and handling. She said that the exercise of practical life are formative activity a work of adaptation to the environment, where such adaptation to the environment and efficient functioning therein are the very essence of a useful education, where through the exercise of practical life activity, children developing their fine motor skill, strengthening their hands, strengthening their will, developing independence, attain a sense of order, and developing their long period of concentration. These are the purpose or the beneficial of practical life activity. Now we will see how the children develop those skills through the exercise of practical life. First, children learn to build their concentration. The children will develop strong concentration skill as they focus on the task at their hand, where concentration is a key to observation and an important learning mechanism. As it mentioned by Dr. Maria Montessori, the first essentials of the children's development is concentration. So, through this exercise of practical life activity, young children are stimulated to developing their concentration ability, where they are developing their concentration ability through enjoying, engage, and interact with this activity of exercise practical life, that they see adults doing that in their daily activity. This simple daily activity that they might interest to do will lead them to expand their focus. As it mentioned, expanding focus are skills that need to develop it by the young children for their future education, where, as you know, moms, math, language, science are required a long period of concentration. Therefore, this simple activity will help them to build and expand their period of concentration. Now we move to another benefit of this simple activity. Yes, these simple activity are help the children to strengthen their hands. This exercise of practical life help children to strengthen their hand as the children work with the material. Activities such as washing clothes, lemon squeezing, cutting vegetables are help to strengthen their children's hands. In this practical life activity area are include hand transfer activity, where initial hand transfer activity in the Montessori practical life curriculum required the use of the whole hand. Here, the children is moving a macaroni or large pom-pom using their hand, or even water with sponge from one bowl to another bowl that next to. They might repeatedly dose their hand into a large bowl, picking up a handful and even letting them drop, or dip it the sponge to the bowl and squeeze the sponge to transfer the water. Then later, when they are mastering that skills, they will start to transferring smaller items with her finger, such as beads, smaller pom-pom. They might try to place the bead onto a soft dish or put pegs into a holes. Then eventually they might try to put push beads item for transferring becomes smaller, the children is required to use the pencil grabs more and more, where this activity helps them to strengthen those finger muscles. After working with a hand transfer activity, children start using tools to transfer materials. Here, they start using scoop and spoon to move beets, lentils, any kind of greens, and rice from one bowl to another bowl. Moreover, when they are mastering that ability, the tools of become smaller and smaller. With progression again, they are strengthening those finger muscles. Furthermore, when they are already mastering the spoon activity, they can also start using tongs to transfer items. Later, they will use tweezers to pick up rice or to place food bits on the form. Then, they will try to use turkey baster to transferring water from one container to another container, where this activity help the children not only strengthening their hand and finger but also developing their coordinations and control of movement. As the children strengthening their finger muscles, manipulate the various tools, they will become more coordinated in their motor skills, where this coordination allows them to develop their pencil grips to manipulate the pencil. Moreover, as the children become more coordinated, they are also able to exert more control over their action, where control over the pencil leads to better handwriting. Furthermore, coordination of movement, as it mentions above, reveal their self through movement performed in an orderly, graceful, and purposeful manner. This becomes an indication of the growing integration of the personality, the unions and harmony of the inner power of intelligence and will with their executant organ. The movement carrying out this exercise of practical life activity for his own inner and developmental purpose. These three are basic power come over close together, integrated, and build up a firm and lasting foundation for their future development. Okay, Mom. Now let's see more deeper one of the activity of the exercise of practical life activity. Yes, let's see more deeper about pegging activity. Pegging activity is just a simple activity. However, this activity helps a lot in developing children's fine motor skills. The activities such as opening a pack, this can be challenging task for many children, especially for the young children, where in this activity the children required to apply a force against the resistance. Through this activity, the children learn the intrinsic muscles of the fingers and the thumb, where this is important to developing their pencil grasp ability. Do you know, moms, developing a functional pencil grasp is a foundation to success in tasks such as handwriting, feeding, and dressing, like putting a button, zipper, or even shoelace. Therefore, using pegs activity will help the children to develop accurate and automatically movement in their thumb and index finger. Moreover, encouraging the children to open a pack for as long as possible will help them to build resistance where it is important for functional tasks such as handwriting. Where developing this will help the children to prevent from fatigue while they are doing handwriting. Now, let's take a look deeper to another exercise of practical life activities, pouring. We will see what is the benefit of the dry pouring activity or even the wet pouring activity. Do you know, moms? Not only strengthening their finger muscles as it mentioned above, other activity in exercise of practical life also strengthening the whole hand, and it also stimulates the gross motor skill, where by picking up the tray and all the materials from the shelf to the work area, such as this, the tray for pouring activity, which is include pitcher of water, pitcher of grain, bowls, glasses, and other material that include some weight to carry. This helps the children to stimulate their body control and also will help their motor skill. The exercise of practical life spontaneously performed and repeated also make substantial and natural contribution to physical development, where the muscles of the whole body are exercised not mechanically and under other compulsion as often in physical trainings, nor either as a function of the body only, but by a human being as an expression of their human life and for truly human, understood, and wild purpose. For that reason also, they are repeated more often than any merely physical activity would be done, and that without fatigue or any strain. Now, let's see the process of how the children doing the exercise of practical life activity. Do you know, moms, when the children doing the exercise of practical life activity, the children learning about the sense of order indirectly through the cycle of the activity, where every time they do the activity, they started by taking the mat and then put the mat on the work area they want, then take the materials and putting it on the mat to begin the task. When all the materials are ready, then what they should do in doing the task, how they completed the task, and what they should do to finish the task, and to putting the material back to the shelf where they take it. That's how the children learn sense of order, by doing the activity of practical life activity. Learning the sense of order is important for the young children to preparing themselves to their future education, where, as you know, mom, most of the math lessons, language, science problem are required the children to following some step of order to able to solve or complete the task. My conclusion: the exercise of practical life is cornerstone of the Montessori prepared environment, while the practical life exercise might appear a nuisance for an adult. However, they are essential for young children's intellectual development and overall process of self-construction. So many benefits that children can gather from this exercise of practical life activity, which are considered as simply daily activities. Where those activities are actually designed to grow the children's 5 basic skills, which are concentration, independence, fine motor skills ability, control or coordination of movement, and also sense of order. Where those abilities are important for the children's development, especially for their future education. As it mentioned by Dr. Montessori in doing practical life activity, the children can develop a high level of concentration, a sense of order, take pride in completing a job that able to raise their self-esteem, increase their independence, and develop respect for their community and surroundings, and also improve gross motor skill and their fine motor skill, both in general and with an eye to particular skills that the children will need for more cognitive demanding work, such as reading, writing, and even mathematics. As you know, moms, math, reading, and language all require the children to have the ability to focus, to able to follow logical and sequential steps, to make intelligent choices, to see a task through from start to finish, to persist when the children make a mistake, how to correct the mistakes, and all of these are present in the process of learning and practicing this practical life activity. Therefore, the practical life activity should be taken seriously as the children are working diligently to perfect and mastering their specific skills. This fundamental range of work has many layers of purpose that include joyful, earning mastery over the moderns, as well as constructing and practicing core human faculties. The practical life Montessori curriculums or area teach the children things that they are motivated to and need to learn, and does it in a way that is of a piece with the more academic discipline, developing the same key of fundamental executive and emotional skills. As it mentioned by Dr. Maria Montessori, the little children's first movement were instinctively. Now he acts consciously and voluntarily, and with this calm and awakening of his spirit, conscious will is a power which develops with use and activity. We must aim at cultivating the will. Its development is a slow process that envelopes through a continuous activity in relationship with the environment. So moms, there is a lot of benefit from this simple activity. So have fun doing this simple activity with your children, and see you next time in my next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.